Breaker Breaker 19. Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. I got to get into some of Ed's magnetic current and read a little part to you, real brief. And what you'll see is something he mentions that bothered the heck out of me. So we're going to do an experiment here, and we're going to do a little test run here on these magnets. And give me a second. Who we got up on board? Got somebody on live. The Work Shack. It's a Work Shack, all right. Hello, my fellow YouTubers. This is Roy back again. It's the Minion Workshop. I don't know if you can see my shirt. Hey, what's up, David? Get David in the house. David, we're going to do a cool little experiment. We're going to see if we can make these permanent. All right, we're back. Fire in the hall. I guess you can see my Minion shirt now. There we go. We kind of look alike. All right, so in magnetic current, there's a part here that Ed says, now I will illustrate how my best machine, which I got to believe this is his best machine, okay? He said he made 10, but this would be his best machine. Now we'll illustrate how my best machine is doing it. I will use only one coil and one U-shaped permanent magnet without using here's the part. Without using the winding that the machine uses to increase the permanent magnet strength. What's he talking about? Increase the permanent magnet strength? These guys? Permanent magnet, increase the strength? So how are we going to increase the strength? I'm baffled. So I had an idea. I took apart one of the microwave transformer. Took apart one of the microwave transformers and have I got wire. So this is the high voltage wire, but I took apart the primary wire, which is like, I'm gonna have to say 14 gauge maybe. Could be 12, but so that's the whole length of the primary wire on the microwave transformer. What we're going All right, it's a frickin' thing, internet. Bam! So, I'm gonna use one wire, pretty long length of wire, okay? And I'm gonna figure out what pole this magnet is automatically permanently. Which I come over here, there's north, south, north, south. So the tape is north, my bad, and the other ones are south. So we want this to stay the same pole. And the fascinating thing here is we're going to use one wire. I'm going to wrap about 20 turns, and then I'm going to continue the wire over the other magnet. And this time we're going to wrap the opposite direction. Then we'll come over to the other magnet and we'll wind like we did the first one, opposite direction of what I just did. Then we'll come back and do another one. Then I'll have two ends. So what we're gonna do is check this again. Hope you can see it. I think you can. We're gonna check and see what pole it is, and then we're gonna touch 12 volts to it, and then we're gonna check to make sure A, it's the same pole, and B, if it can hold up gorilla strength. We're gonna make these gorilla. So not a lot of turns. That's why I'm saying probably 10, 20 turns on each one. Let me see what metals you want to use. So this would be gorilla. This is like 10 pounds. And right now, if I let it go, it's just gonna fall and hurt my toes. It's a little sticking, but it won't hold it. So this big keeper bar to the Ed's PMH. And then we have a good size wrench. Now with the wrench, it's got a stick, but I can pull it off and I can tell you basically how strong the Gauss is. The magnetic strength, okay? So let's go ahead and get right to it. You ready? Here's the wire. I'm gonna go ahead and we're going to leave about that much sticking up. And we're gonna go ahead and do 2 turns, 3 turns, 4 turns, 5 turns, 6 turns, 7 turns, 8 turns, 9 turns. There's 10 turns. 10 turns. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and go on this side. And we're going to wind the opposite direction 10 turns. You know what? I want more magnetic strength. So we're going to do 20 turns. That'll give me a better pull, okay? So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So on this side, we're going to go the opposite. So another 20 turns. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we'll come over to this magnet. We'll go the opposite way. I find this to be fascinating. How does the energy become the opposite charge? Leave a comment. Yo, what's up, Adam? Got Adam in the house. Tonight we're doing the minion workout. So, in case you missed earlier, inside Ed's writings, he talks about making his permanent magnet stronger. And we're going to go ahead and all right. Yeah, I know the reed switch is on hold until I don't know if I want to keep it like this. This is just something for me. And he's back. Yo, Vinny's back. frickin' internet. So anyway, so now I'm going. I did 20 turns on each one of these, and I'm gonna go to the use up this wire, and we're gonna go ahead. A minion. We're gonna go ahead and now go to the next magnet. We're gonna I don't know how much you guys missed, but the damn internet keeps turning off. I'm not doing anything. So I just went to the next one, reverse the pole. I'm trying to run out of wire here. Probably got one more left, so let's go over here and go to this one. We're going to reverse the poles. There's two, there's three, and what we're trying to do is see if we get gorilla strength by putting 12 volts to these, keeping the same poles. Where does that come into play? By these being super gorilla strong. But let's go ahead. What I find fascinating is you got two ends of the wire. And just because I'm reversing the pole means that the opposite energy is showing its face here. Like it's the front part of this iron core. It'll do it without the iron. If you just, that's how I figured out which way to turn it. I just took the coil, air coil, fired it up with 12 volts, and put the compass to it, and it told me what side was north. I flipped it; it was south, north, and so now I know which way to turn around my PMH, or little PMHs if you want to look at it. So let's go ahead and finish this one up, and let's do the test. 2, 3 turns, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, getting down. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It's gonna be a little bit more than 20. 6, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. All right. Let's go ahead and let's bring over some electric. So we want one side to be over here, and we want one side to be over here. Let's see. So right here, this is north, south, north, okay? Good comment, Adam. So let's check these right here. We got north, north, south. So we're gonna fire this up. Do I know if it's firing? There it is. All right. So, and the wheel's turning for some reason. Oh, shit. So, yeah, baby. So, all right. I'm just touching these two contacts. We're working on these wires now. These wires right here is the one that we're trying to deal with. Let's go ahead and see if we have gorilla strength. It'll hold this bar, because right now the bar ain't sticking. All right. If I touch this and this bar sticks, that means we got Superman magnets going if we wanted them. I don't know. I need two hands for this. Let's figure this one out. So what's going on here? How is that? How is that doing this? So obviously, this is one of these wires because I'm using bare metal. Got to be touching. Because look, there's the negative side. The positive is on one side. So we're dead short in this somewhere. It's not be a good test. Turning the wheel. What's that all about? Got a dead short somewhere, so that test ain't gonna work. But Superman strength, little PMHs, huh? So if we wanted all the magnets to be more powerful at certain times, or all the time, just raises good questions. What was he doing with the machine when he was generating this extra power? Because he does says in the writings, like right here is a pretty fascinating thing. When I was reading this, let me step back to I think it's page 11, and he says, now you see soft iron has a lot to do with magnetic currents. So he's relying on the iron for magnetic currents, and he's showing what iron has. That's why you see all this iron. Obviously, he's putting a lot of magnets into the iron, then letting the iron push out through the core or the coil. So, Adam, I was just looking at your drawing you sent me, and in the center there you have a RPMs, I guess, of 1100. I don't think the wheel can do 1100 RPMs. 1172, I believe you had up there, or something in that ballpark. From free turning as fast as I can do, we're hovering 2 to 300 RPMs. So that's about the speed you're going to see with this wheel. It ain't going to be about, if we're looking to get that speed, I'm going to have to hook it up to damn motor or something and get it turning that speed because it's on a wheel hub. So wheel hubs, from being in a car, they got to turn a lot, right? Freaking you driving 100 miles an hour, that wheel's, who knows how many revolutions the wheel makes based on the diameter of the tire itself, 15 size, 17 size. Yeah, 11,375 RPS. It was a typo. All right, I'm just talking. I give you a shout out. I'd like to see who's in my workshop with me. So, if you got 5 people watching up there, yeah. So trying to make some sense out of it. Do know like what you can make and what energy and comes down to like you're going to do with that, and what are you changing magnets to a volt to electric, and then electric into, if you want to call it high volt, and then high voltage into um, uh, static, because that's what we'll get if we put capacitors in place that'll separate the charge. So there in Ed's book, he's talking about it made Ed says, what does he say? This is a good page too. He says that now that, let me see, just exactly what I'm saying. You made magnetic currents in three different ways, but in principle, they were all made exactly the same way. All three. Magnetic currents are made by concentrating, then dividing. So the capacitor would be the dividing. Um, the copper wire would be the concentrating. You would think the copper wire would be dividing, but it's the capacitor, the two plates that really divide and separate the plus from the negative and create a static. So one charge, I think that's why Ed was saying nobody's paying attention to the negative. They're all focusing on the positive. So basically, if you think that way, by splitting the PMH to where one side's a driver and the other side's a back EMF, I'm still seeing 12 volts pop up on the back EMF. So if I'm using 12 to pull the wheel in the front, the back end 12, you normally would be just dumped to ground, but we're going to capture that and start filling the capacitor, which makes sense, right, to reuse. So he talks about those three different things that we're doing here. So um, fascinating still that each one of these, when it's fired up, is showing positive, negative, same wire. Guys are back in action. Good evening. Uh, that comment just disappeared. I couldn't even find out the name on it. Holy cannoli. Oh, I know what I'm doing wrong. I'm using that through the contact. What I need to be doing is using that as coming straight out of the relay. So hold tight here. Let's go ahead and we're gonna hold this big bar up. This bar. We're gonna grab some Superman strength. Ready? So we're going to clean that end off, I guess. How you guys doing tonight? Sunday night in the workshop. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and take that side. All right, we're there. I don't know if we're there, but we're there. So here's the big iron bar. We'll go ahead and all right, you see that, right? So we're gonna it won't stay, and I'm gonna connect it. Iron bar. So we're making gorilla strength out of these two magnets. Obviously, all of these right now. So, question is, Monday's a dirty word. Well, it's Sunday. We'll worry about Monday tomorrow, Adam. So here we are, getting a little bit warm. The magnets, I got it on. I could pull it off. There you go. They're stuck too. And that means, set up this way, that means that they would all at once be activated. Now, if you have wheels around here and you're collecting the energy, that's what we need to do. We need to see how much energy we're going to be putting in, which we're bagging 12 and a half volts, say, for every time it pulsates to turn the wheel. I want the wheel self driven. And then that back EMF will be put into a capacitor, and then it'll be concentrated in the capacitor, like my last video where the voltage went higher. So we can pick the capacitance that we're looking to deal with, and then we could unleash the coil for a back EMF, and the other coils being hit. So that PMH there and the one over here hit every single one, which is better for the turning of the wheel and more efficient. So it'll be turning every single one. Now I'm going to undo this, and I'm going to not hit my toes. So who knows? That's what the experiment's all about. What do we know now? We know we can make these magnets stronger by doing this, by wrapping coils around it. And based on how much voltage and how many turns and what diameter wire we use will determine the strength. Also, the heat. So, for instance, I kept that on, and they're pretty warm. So you don't magnets heating up. Don't want that to be happening. So you have to have the right amount of ohms built into these. So these are 20 turns each, like 14 gauge wire, I'd say. Um, to get maybe 8 ohms is probably what you want. You'll probably have to do 50 turns, 40 turns, between 40 and 50 turns to get 8 ohms. And then they would never heat up. And you'd have Superman strength too. So there's things here, just I want to make a note. It's a shelf knowledge kind of thing. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the live broadcast here at the tonight, the Minion Workshop. Um, I guess see what else we can do here. I don't know. Kind of been at it all day, so I could probably find something to do. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. Alrighty, back in action. Yep. So I accidentally had some music on my last video and I didn't even notice it. People told me to get it off. It's like I can't even have music on. Oh, the wheel turns. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna do it again. All right. So I'm gonna turn the wheel. It'll probably drop your signal. Stop turning the wheel. Right. So I'll get you speed there, Adam. So this would be moving fast. All right. And right now we're at 287 RPMs. Wee. Wee! Is that making you guys dizzy over there? Hello, my fellow YouTubers. Leave your comments up there. Can you guys hear me now? Seems like to have a little volume problem. Alrighty. Cool beans. Let's see what we got going over here.
you can see once you gap, everything gets crazy. So obviously you can see very little spark coming out. And all I'm going to do is turn air on. You ready? Air by itself. It's got to get it out of my system. Got to get it out of my system. So you can see a big difference when you add air. That little gap. The thing gets all gorilla. Go ahead and now open it a little bit. Put the air on. We'll open it, and then it's on. Yeah, we're talking fire. Whoa. Primary's still on. And I just touched primary. Yeah. Secondary. Woo! All right, we got it off now. Safe to go. I did touch the primary. Where was that fire at? That's why I like messing with the MST. Ouch. Woohoo! NASCAR. So it's just a lot of stuff going on inside that plastic, I guess, when you're banging it. Let's go ahead and add some lights in here. Back in action. Yeah, I know. You too. So 15,000 NST.
We'll see if this is a safer. So, Adam, you got yourself a transformer. What are you going to do with it? You going to make a Tesla coil? Who else is on the channel? Give me a thumbs up.